the world paused in silence. A quiet sadness filled St. Peter's Square. People everywhere watching their screens felt tears fall. Pope Francis, the Pope who truly cared for everyone, had passed away. After a short illness, the news of his death spread quickly, touching hearts from the Vatican to tiny churches far away. People of all beliefs came together in shared sorrow, mourning a man who welcomed the forgotten and stood up to the powerful. He lived simply, loved deeply, and left a mark on the world. Pope Francis, the first pope from Latin America, guided the Catholic Church for over 10 years. His time as pope was defined by kindness, humility, and a fierce passion for fairness. He washed the feet of prisoners, hugged the sick, and spoke out against greed and unfairness. He urged the world to care for the planet and defend migrants and refugees. His leadership was a light in dark times, and his death left a gap that feels impossible to fill. As the sun set in Rome, Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle, a dear friend of Pope Francis, stepped forward to speak. His face showed the world's grief, and his voice trembled with emotion. Tears fell as he shared memories of a man who changed countless lives. Despite his sadness, Cardinal Tagle's words carried hope, strength, and faith. He spoke of Pope Francis's love for the poor, the sick, and those pushed aside by society. He shared stories of the Pope visiting hospitals, comforting those in pain, and reaching out to people living on the edges of the world. For Pope Francis, compassion wasn't just part of his job, it was his heart's mission. His actions showed the love and teachings of Jesus in a way that touched everyone he met. Cardinal Tagle shared how Pope Francis worked tirelessly to bring people together, no matter their faith or background. The Pope believed that peace and harmony could only grow when different religions and cultures understood and respected each other. He often joined interfaith conversations, listening carefully and building bridges of friendship. Whether at global events or in quiet moments, his openness and willingness to learn left a lasting mark on the world. These efforts weren't just for show. They were about creating a world where everyone's differences were celebrated. Cardinal Tagle spoke of the Pope's humility, warmth, and playful sense of humor. Even as the leader of the Catholic Church, Pope Francis stayed down to earth and approachable. He showed his belief in equality through simple acts, like washing the feet of the poor or prisoners. His warm smile and kind words touched everyone, from kids to grandparents. And his light-hearted jokes? They made him feel like a friend to millions. Cardinal Tagle also shared personal stories that revealed the Pope's human side, a man of deep faith and endless love. He spoke of quiet moments when Pope Francis prayed and reflected, seeking strength from his faith. These glimpses showed a deeply spiritual man whose love for people guided everything he did. His faith wasn't just personal, it was a bright light that inspired his every choice, shining hope and compassion into the world. Cardinal Tagle's words brought to life the image of Pope Francis as a true shepherd, always there for his people. He was a leader who cared deeply, walking through crowds to bless individuals or visiting communities to listen and learn about their needs. Whether in bustling cities or quiet villages, Pope Francis was present, offering comfort and hope with every step. His actions spoke louder than any speech, showing his endless dedication to those he served. This shepherd led with a heart full of love, compassion, and a firm belief that people are inherently good. His warm hugs welcomed everyone, his support for refugees showed his passion for justice, and his bright smiles reflected his faith in humanity's kindness. Pope Francis didn't just guide, he loved. He didn't just lead, he embraced. His life was a powerful example of love, compassion, and belief in the goodness we all carry, inspiring everyone to come together as one. Even in sorrow, Cardinal Tagle's message was filled with hope and unity. He encouraged everyone to keep Pope Francis's vision alive by living out his values of love, kindness, and service. He called for more conversations, understanding, and peace among all people. The Pope's dream of a united world, crossing borders and beliefs, touched the hearts of those grieving. His legacy, Cardinal Tagle reminded us, is a call to love more, care deeply, and build a better world together. A world says goodbye. In St. Peter's Square and on screens across the globe, millions gathered to remember Pope Francis. Bells rang out in cities and villages, from the busy streets of New York to the peaceful fields of rural Japan. Their somber chimes united the world in a quiet moment of reflection, each toll a reminder of how one person's life can change so many others. From grand cathedrals to small chapels, candlelight vigils glowed softly, pushing back the darkness of grief. The warm flicker of candles lit up faces filled with sadness, but also with hope and togetherness. People of every faith and background stood side by side in these sacred places, their shared sorrow bridging all differences. Leaders from around the world, both religious and non-religious, shared their heartfelt condolences. They praised Pope Francis for his devotion to peace, fairness, and the dignity of every person. In moving speeches, they spoke of how he worked to bring people together, no matter their differences, leaving behind a legacy of kindness and a commitment to making the world better. On social media, tributes poured in, filled with stories of the Pope's warmth, his playful humor, and his deep belief in love's power. Hashtags honoring him spread worldwide as people shared personal memories and thoughts. Each post, each story, wove together a beautiful tapestry of moments, showing how deeply Pope Francis had touched hearts everywhere. A world united in memory. People everywhere smiled through their tears as they remembered Pope Francis's humor, a bright spark even in tough times. Stories of his quick wit and gentle jokes spread, warming hearts amid the sadness. Again and again, people spoke of his unshakable belief in love's power, sharing how his words and deeds inspired them to live with more kindness and understanding. In grief, the world came together to honor a man whose humility, compassion, and faith touched countless lives. From every corner of the globe, people held hands, shared tears, and found comfort in mourning together. This global family, united by loss, also found strength in the lasting legacy of a man who always stood for love and unity. In quiet moments of prayer, his teachings sank deep, reminding everyone of the power of faith and the value of a life dedicated to helping others. As stories of his kindness and modesty were shared, it was clear that his influence would live on, guiding hearts for years to come. A church moving forward, Pope Francis's spirit will continue to light the way for future generations, even as the Catholic Church enters a time of change. His passing has begun a new chapter, with the Church preparing for a conclave, the gathering of cardinals to choose a new pope. This moment is a chance to honor Pope Francis's legacy while looking ahead to the future. Cardinal Tagle, who knew Pope Francis well and shares his heart for the Church, is seen by many as a possible next pope. His deep connection to the late Pope's vision could help carry forward the message of love and unity into this new era. A legacy of love. Pope Francis left a legacy that stretched far beyond the Vatican, touching the entire world. He urged the Church and all people to fight injustice, show mercy, and create a kinder, fairer world. His time as Pope showed the strength of humility, the value of open conversations, and the incredible power of love. Through his words and actions, he inspired millions to embrace a more caring and welcoming view of humanity. His influence will guide the Church and the world for generations to come. A time to heal and give thanks. As the world grieved Pope Francis's passing, hearts were also filled with deep gratitude for his life and the mark he left behind. His message of love and unity reached people of every background, faith, and walk of life, creating a powerful connection across the globe. His leadership brought healing, renewal, and hope. He stood up for those who were overlooked or mistreated, always speaking out for fairness and human dignity. His words and deeds encouraged countless people to see past their differences and come together in shared purpose. A light in the darkness. Pope Francis showed the world that even in the toughest times, love, kindness, and faith can guide us forward. He taught the power of forgiveness and the importance of helping those in need. He believed that every small act of kindness could spark waves of positive change. Though his passing brings sadness, it's also a chance to reflect on his powerful message. It's a time to remember his lessons, find comfort in the community he inspired, and come together to support one another. His vision of a world united in compassion and understanding calls us to carry on his work for a fairer, kinder world. Carrying his legacy forward, his spirit lives on in everyone who fights for equality, justice, and peace. As we move forward, let's hold tight to his words and work together to build a brighter future for all. For more inspiring stories and meaningful content, please subscribe to our channel. God always.